Start. Good afternoon, all trainees. Yeah, yesterday.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and say good morning to in your country.
Good morning.
We are good afternoon.
Yeah. It should be good afternoon and good day for you.
Yes, thank you. Same to you, sir.
Yesterday, it was a very unfortunate that we had a internet glitch. Normally, it doesn't happen in our institution because we have to lease line, but I don't know what was just looming on us that our internet got failed. Okay, so let us start the technical one. Today, I will be discussing a case study of an village in Maharashtra where it has a double whammy problem of flood during the monsoon and water scarcity during the lean period. This is really a very badly affected village which was revived by, rejuvenated by some integration of surface water and groundwater model. This village is situated on a ridge, physiographic high. Rainfall in the village is moderately good. Its rainfall is 10,050 mm, which is sufficiently good. But what happens as the rain comes, the water flows with so much speed that it goes off as a flash flood. And there is very little recharge to the groundwater. This is happening because of two reasons: because of the physiography, and the area is underlain by hard, massive basaltic terrain, which is very massive and doesn't allow water to percolate down. As a result, the villagers are suffering from extreme poverty, and they have moved to other non-permissible activities, like they are into the liquor making business, or there are people, poor people, migrating to cities for the search of work. This is located in this district, and this is a taluka, Silo Taluka. Village is Tamaswada, area is 856 hectare. Location on water divide, population 424, average rainfall 1050, occupation agriculture labor, cultivable land, major crops cotton, soya bean, wheat, etc. Irrigation very limited. Deficit rainfall has been observed in last 13 years out of 20 years. And the water depletion of water table is a phenomena there. And as a result of scarce water, there is a absence of irrigation facility. You can visualize the dimension of the problem into the village. I think this case study should be of very interest to all of you, because all Asian, African, and our neighboring country are facing this type of situation, which I'll be discussing today. And this situation can be replicated in your countries, or you may have some knowledge and experience with this and can develop or devise some new technique in addition to that. So what are the activities which we have envisaged and how they were planned? In this village, first we saw what are the recharge or storage structures already constructed. There we found that already 15 structures are existing for storage and harvesting of water, but they are all damaged and therefore they were not working. Now our objective was to repair those damaged structures, and as per the rainfall runoff pattern, we have estimated what is the runoff available to calculate the runoff available and location of feasible site. We have used the GIS platform. On this GIS platform, we have used physiographic map, hydrogeological map, land use map, hydrological map, cropping pattern map, drainage map. These are all merged, and based on the data, based on the output, we have delineated some of the potential area for recharge and potential area for storage. Good
afternoon from the Gambia. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes, I'm in midst of a session, please. This activities which we have taken in this village is basically a nala treatment. Nala treatment is widening and deepening of existing nalas. In widening and deepening, we have deepened up to 3 meters. 3 meters, considering that the 3 meters is the overlying soil and the detritus material, which is not allowing water to percolate down. This area is basaltic terrain. There the soil is very impervious, permeable, black cotton soil, you may have. It doesn't allow water to percolate down. That is why this top soil has been removed up to 3 meters. And the precaution was taken that the aquifer should not get exposed. The precaution is to taken that the aquifer should not directly get exposed, so that the filtration of water, runoff water, should not directly percolate without going through the process of infiltration natural media by soil or any overlying material. This decision has been taken of deepening of 3 meters based on the available rainfall and soil characteristic, as I said. Before starting this deepening and widening work, we have consulted with the local Gram Panchayat, villagers and Panchayat to discuss what is the demand. Just a minute, please hold. Okay, okay. Now it's okay. Sorry, there was a slight disturbance. Okay. So first, before starting any work, we have taken account of the demand of the villages by various requirements and what is the availability of water. What can be the availability of the water that we have worked out. As per the gap in demand and supply, we have decided that how much water can be conserved and what are the measures to be taken. Based on this analysis, water nalas were deepened and widened to 3.5 meter. We have constructed about 10 to 15 structures which are used for storage and recharge of water as per the location. In this slide, you are seeing that a gabion structure is constructed. These structures were made upstream side of the existing cement Bandara structure, cement nala plug. Actually, the objective of this scheme was to harvest total rainfall. You might have heard ridge to valley concept. So the harvesting model was designed in such a way that it can harvest complete water from village to ridge to valley. This is a gabion structure which we have, which there are 5 structures which were constructed into this scheme. So these type of structures are serving our dual purpose. The monsoon runoff, which was creating flood during the monsoon season, got stored and serving as a sustainable source of water during the lean period. Based on the design gradient of the nala, we have created several bunds. Height of bund is 3.5 meter. And there are several bunds were created as per the slope of the area so that we can store up to 3 meters of water. We have constructed a series of bund, and after treatment of 3.5 kilometers, we have observed that we could understand we can store 1.05 TCM of water, 105,000 meter cube, 1.05 TCM, and there is always observed that there are 3 repetitive filling as per the rainfall. So we are able to create a storage of 3,15,000 or 3.515 TCM. As we take the efficiency of 75%, we could create an additional storage of 2.36, 236, 250 meter cube. It's about 2.36 TCM. If we see the impact before and after, you can visualize there has been a positive impact. The barren part of the area was now under cultivation. You can see the difference with the date it is given. The barren part of the area has converted into vegetation area or agriculture area. Now, after the installation of this scheme, you can see that there is a increase in area coverage under agriculture. There has been an increase in water level. There has been an increase in agriculture area. There has been an increase of income. There has been increase in cattle farming. There has been increase in milk production. So all round improvement in the living and the social condition of the villagers. You can view the pictures that there is looking as if there is a prosperity. Wells are filled with water in the month of April, 6/4/17, 6/4/19. These are the villages. These are the wells, open wells, which are now, which were dry. Now they are filled with water. Their pump has been installed and they are used for irrigation and other purposes. There are cattle drinking water. Cattle farming is there. Tractor is there. And they are using micro irrigation to save water and to use water judiciously. If we look at the table, we see that the number of wells and pump tests increase. Before in the village, there were 10 pump tests. Now they are 27, 170% increase. Kharif crop area increased from 190 hectare to 305, 150% increase. Rabi area was 0, now it is 15. Perennial crop, sugarcane was 4 hectare, now it is 16. Groundnut and vegetable, which was 0, now it is 16. Horticulture almost 3, now it is 6. Area available due to flood was 24, now it is 0. Milking animal was 70, now it is 150. Milk production 180 liter, 550 liter. Got is number of got 60, now they are 300. Tractor 1, now they are 4. So these are the data collected from the villagers. And just I want to apprise you that this all program was executed in the public participation mode with the convergence of the fund from the government scheme. All consultation with the community was and local water users were made to understand the supply issue by conducting various Gram Sabha meeting. So this was all done with the help of a community participation. And this is a model of integrated water use of surface water and groundwater. The surface water, which was going off as a runoff, is now harvested. The surface water is stored and it acts as a reserve and also recharged. The only technical thing or scientific thing we have done is we have calculated by using GIS and groundwater modeling, watershed modeling, hydrological data. Based on the integration of data, we have worked out the areas where we can recharge and what is the potential of recharge, how much water can be recharged, how much water can be stored, and what is the actual requirement of the villagers. So this model helped in protecting the villagers from the threat of flooding and building a groundwater system, healthy so that the water is used for various purposes. If you see, if you look at the scheme, you will feel that there is no displacement of people. There is no issue of rehabilitation. The expenditure is very less, and it is all around the benefit. So this type of schemes are very useful. When we observe the water level, we observe the water level has increased. Water scarcity mitigated. In Nala and stream, the minimum environmental flow is maintained. Because of this, environmental biodiversity is preserved, maintained. Agriculture and allied activities have increased, as witnessed by increase in goat farming, fish farming, milk production, and organic. Adoption of modern irrigation practices have also been seen in valleys. Because these are the small measures that even a villager, without spending much of the money or going into large funded project, this type of schemes can be implemented by a community or villagers at their level by using slightly wisdom and the knowledge which I am sharing with you. There is no very big or rocket science. This is a general common sense thing which can be implemented by you villagers. And I am also taking another scheme. This is a slightly innovative scheme, and some innovation was also there. This is becoming heavily popular in Maharashtra because the areas which require this type of treatment and practices to increase or to become their self-sufficient and becoming for making their life and livelihood more sustainable. So I'm coming to the next, please. This is a scheme of Bridge Kam Bandara scheme in Wardha and Amravati district of Maharashtra. This scheme is initiated by our Honorable Transport Minister, and it is become day by day this scheme is popularizing, and many districts and talukas are implementing this scheme into their district, and it has become a policy for the government to go for such a scheme, for the state government to go for such a scheme in the Maharashtra. Normally, this scheme is also aimed towards harvesting or storage of rainwater and side-by-side recharging, and also for as a bridge, foot over bridge for villager to cross from one side to other side. So this has double purpose: harvesting of water and using it as a bridge. So this scheme stores or the water which was going as a flood, running off as a flood or storm runoff, was harvested during the monsoon season, which is used for the recharge and storage. The concept behind both the scheme is same. Only thing is the mechanism is somewhat entrepreneurial or we can say innovative. It's like making use of different schemes for different purpose, for our purpose. So 5 sites, namely this were constructed. A pilot project was initiated for technology demonstration of automatic radial gates and rubber gate dam on Bridgecom Bandara at this village. So that there is some innovation in gates also, because rubber dams are like a balloon type of structure. When there is a water pressure, they sink down and stop the flow of water. And other one is the radial gate. When there is a pressure of water, the gates open. When there is a that water level comes down, that pressure come down, say after monsoon or something, gate automatically close. So this is all automatic system. It's like a sensor system, which I think similar manner they are working. So these are some of the areas which are shown that where these schemes have been executed. This is all in Maharashtra, Amravati, Wardha districts. So these are all engineering details. These are the pictures about this is with automatic gates, radial gates, and this is this is also a gate with gate in open position. These are all pictures of these. In the surrounding area of this dam, we have monitored the wells, the depth to water level in pre-monsoon was 3.2 to 8.5 meter BGL, which has reduced to 1.6 to 3.3. Means water level has come up because of these schemes. Jamni also you can see, Devli also you can see, Ajar Phata also you can see, Tivasa also see that the water level has come up during the post-monsoon. So total 48 villages have been monitored in the influence of this project, rising water level as we seen the table. In addition to that, when we use soil for construction of this and other activities, we always dug soils in the surrounding area that also help in storage of water. So this is a additional storage of water which we have created by virtue of construction of these structures. So this is how the rise of water level is observed in different villages. So just at the time of conclusion, I am reading that what is the conclusion of this? Depth to water level in monitoring well confirmed to the normal hydrological cycle in general. However, shows the direct import recharge at DTW behavior depicts sustenance in rising water table than the preceding year. Desiltation of stream channel in upstream and downstream sites must be carried out periodically. A stream channel must be made free of any waste material, thus would enhance the recharge potential of these projects. So these are the basically a scheme for conservation and recharge of water that can be implemented with not with great money, finances, and efforts. I think it's. I convey my thanks. Any question, please? Hello, anyone? Trainees, please. Any question?
Good afternoon, Saya.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, please.
Hello, doctor. Thank you. Thank you for a good presentation. I think according to the Dublin principles, looking to the water as a commodity has a price. That to protect the water against the water misuse by human domestic. So I ask about the water cost in India. Thank you.
Okay, please send your suggestion, comments in the chat box.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Over to moderator.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing the case study. It was really informative. And these are, some management plan that can be implemented to have a sustainable, efficient, and effective management plan. So thank you once again, Saurabh Gupta, sir. The second lecture is by Dr. S. Subramaniam, Scientist E. Sir is having an expertise of more than 22 years in Central Groundwater Board. He has worked in different terrain, different hydrogeological terrain in the country. And he is having more than 20 papers in various national and international journals. So sir will be delivering a lecture on participatory groundwater management. That is from Atal Bhujal Yojana. May I once again request Dr. Subramaniam sir to kindly start the lecture. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam.
Yeah.
I think already some screen has been shared. No? That has to be. My screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So good afternoon from India. So I would like to welcome everyone for this 1 hour presentation. So the entire training module is planned to provide the various insights of the innovative technology of CGWB in water management. So in this series, I am going to talk about the Atal Bhujal Yojana, shortly Atal Jal. So Atal, the name derived from the previous Prime Minister, and Bhujal means groundwater. Yojana is a scheme. So which is aiming at a paradigm shift in groundwater management in India. So water has always been regarded as precursor for originating and sustaining life on this planet. So the same was said in our Tirukural, which is an internationally famous literature written by the great Saint Thiruvalluvar. Neer indri amayadu ulagenil yar yarku vaanindri amayadu ulu. That means when water fails, the functions of nature cease. So you say that thus when rain fails, no man can walk in duties in an ordered way. In overall, if no water, no rain, no life. So everyone knows that this year World Water Day is being celebrated with the theme of groundwater, making the invisible to visible. So that invisible groundwater has been made India at globally the largest user of in the world. So which accounts for the 249 billion cubic meter per year, which accounts for 25% of the sorry for the okay. So which is accounts for the 25% of the global withdrawal. So which accounts more than the groundwater extraction of US and China combined. So groundwater has played an important role in increasing the food and agriculture production, providing a safe drinking water, and facilitating the industrial development in India. It contributes fresh water to meet the requirement near about 65% of total irrigated area and nearly 80% of the rural drinking water supply and 50% of the urban drinking water needs of the country. Over last 3 decades, the rapid expansion in use of groundwater, primarily for the irrigation, has contributed significantly to the agriculture production. So this has made India becoming the largest groundwater user in the world. So this scheme was formulated during 2018. So that time the resource assessment, the stage of groundwater availability was the available as on 2017. So as per that assessment, the total assessment units are 6,881. So out of that, near about 11,086, that is 1,186 units are overexploited and 313 units are critical condition. So it means that the groundwater extracted for various purpose from this area is more than what is replenished annually from the rainfall and other sources. So further, as
I'm sorry to disturb you, sir. That slide is not changing over there, sir, and it's not on the full screen also.
Okay, 1 second, Manthan, sir. Now, sir?
Yes, sir, it's working fine, sir. Thank you.
It's okay, na, sir? Shall I continue, sir?
Yes, yes, please, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. So, as per the latest our study conducted by the CGWB, near about 61% of the monitoring wells are showing the declining trend. So that's why the government of India in a condition to urgently need for the improving the groundwater governance and management in the country. So over exploitation of aquifer jeopardize the accessibility and affordability of drinking water in drought cycles, especially for those who live in poverty and situation of marginalization. It also affect the adverse impact on the poor section of the society, income of the farmers, drinking water security affected. So the and high carbon footprint. So the over exploitation of aquifers increases the vulnerability of drinking water supplies due to the scarcity of water during drought cycle. So the main causes, the various causes of the groundwater exploitation or the water depletion are the increasing dependency on groundwater because it is easily available, and the major user of groundwater is agriculture sector. Extraction is excess of the annual replacement, lack of adequate groundwater governance structures, that is a kind of checking mechanism. So indiscriminate use because it is invisible, so limited awareness about the sustainable use of the groundwater. Apart from these, the impact of climatic change on groundwater is emerging as a major challenge. The increasing variability in rainfall could mean more frequent and prolonged period of drought and floods. The effects of climate change on groundwater may result in long-term decline in groundwater storage and saline intrusions in coastal aquifers due to sea level rise and overall resource reduction. So declining in storage and availability of groundwater is likely to adversely affect all the sectors of the country. So based on that above narrated problem, so it was existing in the previous also. So the government of India has taken up various interventions, both the government intervention and community participation. So from the it starts from the 8th 5-year plan, that is during 1990 to 97, that is a 8th 5-year plan. So during that time we implemented Ministry of Water Resources has implemented near about 14 schemes in 9 states, followed by the 9th plan 165 schemes, and in 10th plan 8 schemes. In 11th plan, there are 133 schemes in 22 states, that is all over India. So apart from that, one special scheme also implemented by the ministry, that is a Dugwell Recharge Scheme. So it is covering 7 states. It was implemented during 2007 to 2010. So these demonstrative artificial recharge schemes and Dugwell recharge schemes have succeeded in replenishment of groundwater resource to some extent, and consequent rise in groundwater also in some part of the area. However, there is still no significant improvement in the existing groundwater management practices or status of the groundwater resource at assessment level. So this can be this could be a various reason, maybe a lack of scientific data knowledge at the appropriate level in various interventions, unscientific location of the recharge or harvesting structures, or lack of attention to the prioritizing the area. So in general, there has been limited community involvement in planning and execution and maintenance of the structure. So in recent years, there have been several promising attempts at groundwater management with the community participation in different parts of the country has been taken up. This includes Andhra Pradesh farmer managed groundwater system. Another one is Marbi, that is a managed aquifer recharge through village level intervention in Rajasthan and Gujarat. And the water budget based holistic groundwater management in Hevre Bazar village, Maharashtra. So these pilot initiatives have demonstrated how demand for groundwater can be reduced if timely information on groundwater availability is provided to the community. So multiple agencies work together and communities are engaged in planning the process. So these pilots have resulted in customized approaches that meets the specific needs of different aquifer terrains. Most of these success story of participatory groundwater management are community driven and self-financed, which at this time, because of the bottlenecks, it is replicating such elsewhere. So mainly on the basis of the problem enumerated in the last few slides. So in order to address that, apart from that also that widespread over exploitation of the groundwater management among the major objective of the most existing schemes. So in order to accompany all the things, the Atal Bhuj Yojana has been prepared with the government and the policymakers have recognized the potential of community-led groundwater management and need to institutionalize the convergence of the various government schemes for ensuring the long-term sustainability of the groundwater in the country. So this Atal Bhuj Yojana has been concept has been formulated during 2015 based on the COP21 Paris. The Article 12 has been adopted here, and announcement in budget speech in Parliament was made during 2016, and the Parliament Cabinet has approved this scheme during December 2019. Launch of the scheme by December 2019. Implementation was started from the financial year, that is the next financial year beginning, that is 1/4/2020. So these are the highlights of the scheme. It is a basically central sector scheme. So nodal department is a Department of Water Resource, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, which comes under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. So the scheme was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister 25th December 2019. As said earlier, the date of implementation was 1/4/2020. The duration is 5 years. It is from financial year, that is 2021 to 2024 to 25. So total outlay is 6,000 crores. In that, there is a two component. One component is a Government of India component, that is a 3,000 crores, and a World Bank funded project, this one. So World Bank component is 3,000 crores. The lending instrument is Program for the Result, that is a P4R, shortly called. So the implementation areas it covers 222 blocks in 81 districts of 7 states, that is Gujarat, Haryana, Karnataka, MP, Maharashtra, and UP. The objective of the Atal Bhuj Yojana is to improve the groundwater management through strengthening the institutional structures for the groundwater governance in the state. That is the improvement of monitoring network and dissemination of the data, and promoting the participatory approach in community level in Gram Panchayat. It will be done through the water security plans, so which will be guiding the entire system. So encouraging the efficient and planned use of public funds. Lot of schemes are being implemented by the Government of India and states. So the main aim is to converge all the scheme in a single aimed oriented way. So encouraging the efficient use of water, so increasing the area under efficient water use practices, felicitating the increase in groundwater availability and sustainability. To improve the management of the groundwater resource in water stressed area of selected states, this will achieved by the implementing appropriate investment management of actions led by the community through convergence activities. So these schemes says to address the 5 critical issues related to the sustainability of the groundwater management. That is state-specific institutional frameworks for the sustainable groundwater management in priority area, enhancement of the groundwater recharge, long-term sustainability, and major trust on training and capacity of the various user group and community-based organizations. So improvement of water use efficiency, mainly on the demand side management, and strengthening of the community-based organizations or institution to foster the groundwater management. So mainly that the scheme is incorporating all the lessons learned from the success story of the all the groundwater participatory groundwater management scheme previously implemented. So that has been taken into consideration in this scheme. So some unique features of these schemes are, it is a panchayat lead community participatory methods. It is adopted in this scheme. So there is a mixture of top-down and bottom-up approach. Always, in generally the scheme will be top to down. So it is a mixed mode approach. So behavioral changes as a key for the sustainability. It also promotes the demand side management and promotes convergence of other ongoing central and state schemes. And it's mainly the fund will be dispersed under the P4R, that is a program for result. There are 3 type of funding patterns are World Bank offering. The one is the investment project financing and the development of policy financing, and P4R. So P4R is linked. It is a World Bank funds directly delivered to the defined results. Based on the defined results, the fund will be released. So it incorporates the principles of challenge methods and better performing states to have access to more funds on achievement of the results and outcomes. So the schemes have 2 major components. As I said that it is a 6,000 crores project. It having a 2 major components. The first component is institutional strengthening and capacity building, in short form IS and CB. So it is costing around 1,400 crores. And another component is incentive, that is a 4,600 crores. So institutional strengthening and capacity building component for strengthening the institutional arrangement for sustainable groundwater management in the state, including improving the monitoring network, capacity building, strengthening of water user associations, etc. Whereas the incentive component for improving the groundwater management practices, namely the data dissemination, preparation of water security plans, implementation of the management interventions through convergence of ongoing scheme, and adopting demand side management practices. So under this scheme, sorry, as I said in the earlier slide, that is the incentives is released based on the achievement of predefined results. The achievements, in the sense, it will be assessed by the disbursement linked indicator, which I am going to narrate below. So which will be verified by the independence agency, that is a third party groundwater verification agency. So the 10% of the weightage is given to the groundwater data disclosure or updating there in the website of the state. So based on this link indicator, they will get the 10% of the weightage. Accordingly, they will get the incentives. So the next one is preparation and updating a community-led groundwater level, that is a water security plans. For that, it is accounts for the 15%, and public financing interventions in water security plans through convergence of ongoing schemes or new schemes. It accounts for 20%. Adoption of practices in the efficient use of water, that accounts 40%. Improvement of groundwater levels or its rate of decline, it is 15%. So the total allocation has been made district wise, the state wise. There are 7 states. The state wise, the ISCB, the institutional strengthening and capacity building component, and the incentives components are given. So basically, I want to project this slide that institutional capacity strengthening and capacity building for the states is based on the number of districts and blocks and gram panchayat, and also, of course, that hydrogeology of the area, that is hard rock or basaltic or alluvial. So these 3 kind of area is occupied by these 7 states, and whereas the incentive component is basically based on the area, total area of the gram panchayat and the population. So this is the major difference arriving the allocations. Once again, these are they're based on the disbursement link indicators. They have allocated the incentives. So 7 states. So here I want to emphasize on that allocation worked out on the basis of the weighted average of the area and the population, and these allocations are fungible amongst the other indicators. It can be carried over to the next year also. So under this scheme, there are proposed interventions, that is demand side and supply side. The demand side interventions are micro irrigation practices such as drip and sprinkler systems, underground pipelines, and canal command areas, crop diversification, feeder separation for irrigation power supply, any other area specific water efficient or water saving method or practices that may be localized practices. So that can be also incorporated in these demand side interventions. And the supply side interventions are check dam, percolation pond, pump pond, recharge tanks, shaft, recharge well, contour bands, contour trench, gully plug, nulla bund, gabion structures, and then lastly the area specific any conservation structure, that may be a localized conservation structure, that also be taken into account of in the schemes. So the main institutional arrangement made in these schemes, it is, we can divide it into 3 segments at a district level and state level and national level. So district program monitoring unit, which is chairmanship, which is functioning under the chairmanship of district magistrate. So the main role of DPMUs, that is a district program management unit, to support the state as well as Gram Panchayat in implementing the activities of the Atal Bhuj Yojana. So there will be a dedicated persons or will be posted in this DPMU so that it can function ever long. And this DPMU will be the core structure of this Atal Bhuj Yojana, and which will be helped or guided by the district implementation partners and domain experts, water user agencies, and community-based organizations. So mainly the DPIP, that is a district implementation partners, they are coordinating with the district and state level agency, including Panchayat Raj Institute and villages. DPIP shall provide all the necessary support to block level, district level functionaries, and hand-holding Gram Panchayat workers in executing a various activity like a development of water budget and water security plan, community mobilization, that is the formulation of water user agency and community-based organization, data collection, and mainly information, education, communication, that is the IEC activities, etc. At state level, the main key player is the state nodal department, which is mainly the state water resource organization or department or division. This is a nodal agency. As this nodal agency assisted by the SPMU, that is a state program management unit, and state interdepartmental, that is SISC, state interdepartmental steering committee. So the main role of SPMU is program implementation in the state and coordinating with the national level segments like a national program monitoring unit, and SPMU also having a domain expertise in the field of procurement, finance, and groundwater and IC activity, various component of the scheme. Likewise, the main role of SISC, that is the Interdepartmental Steering Committee, is overall administrative and managementing all the components, and also the coordinating with the respective states for the approval of PIP programs for implementing agency. So at national level, NPM, that is a National Program Monitoring Management Unit in Ministry, and NLSC, that is a National Level Steering Committee, which is chaired by the Secretary, Ministry of Jal Shakti. So the main role of NPM is general oversight of the scheme and allocation of funds, approval of annual work plan, monitoring the progress, which also coordinating and facilitating the program implementation, monitoring the progress, which will be assisted by this third party government verification agency and also the domain experts such as software development agency to develop the MIS scheme. Since it is a convergence of various ongoing scheme, it is facilitated by the National Interdepartmental Steering Committee at a national level and State Interdepartmental Steering Committee at a state level. So the main expected outcomes under these schemes are improved groundwater sustainability in the target areas, that is the over-exploited and critical area, enhancement of source sustainability for interventions under Jal Jeevan Mission. It is another mission. It is meant for the drinking water. So contribution to the goal of doubling the, that is increasing the farmers' income, inculcating the behavioral change to promote the judicious use of water. So this is a one case study from the Rajasthan, Jaipur district. His name is he is a traditional farmer, that is a Giridhar Hari Lal Yadav. He is a traditional farmer. He is practicing the old methods of agriculture. So he always get the low protection and productivity in due to that he is having a low income, and he came to know about this Atal Yojana. So he discussed with the expert, that is agriculture supervisor, and he decided to opt one for farm and poly house and drip irrigation. So both he has decided to take it from both supply side and demand side. So he made a farm pond in the size of 10,000 square feet and poly house in 1.3 acres land, and installed the drip and got near about 90,000 rupees as a rainwater harvesting component. And due to this, both supply side and demand side interventions, he grown multiples of crops, and he got a bumper protection of cucumber and tomato in poly house. So he has used the drip irrigation. This is a farm pond he has made, and this is a poly house. So using this both supply side and demand side intervention, he got more production. That is 120 tons of cucumber produced. He got near about 15 lakhs, and he became financially strong. This is a one case study. Like that, a lot of things are available in all the success story are highlighted and posted in the Atal Jal URL website. So before concluding, so just I want to say that this one logo has been made using the public participatory approach. That is, it is open competition, Government of India made, and finally this logo has been selected. So the Atal Yojana logo itself speaks the various component of the scheme. The first, the horticulture, that is this logo specifically says that shift in cropping pattern, rainfall, horticulture or feeder separations. And the next, the component, that is a wheat, the simple donates the less water crops, which requires the very less water for their growth. So another, the component, that is a green hand holding, which means the involvement of community in water management and bringing more area under assured irrigation through improving water use efficiency. So another symbol, the rain harvest or storage. It means that by adopting this, we can raise the groundwater level. And finally, the center of the logo depicts the water drops. That means If there is no water, there is no life. If there is water, there is life. Thanks for your kind attention. For more details, you can log into the URL of Atal Jal. Can get the more insights about the scheme and success stories. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your nice presentation. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Subramaniam, sir. Thank you for enlightening the trainees about the importance of participatory groundwater management. Really, it's very important that the people at the grassroots level, the stakeholders, they should understand the occurrence, movement, and distribution of water so that they can manage their aquifer system. So really, it's a very important topic that everyone should be well aware of. Now, coming to the last lecture, that is on delineation of paleochannel aquifer with a case study in the desert terrain in the northwestern part of India. So we have with us Dr. Sudarshan Sahu, Scientist D from Rajiv Gandhi National Groundwater Training and Research Institute. I welcome Dr. Sudarshan Sahu for his lecture. Dr. Sahu, please.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible also?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you all. Actually, the last presentation was really nice and informative. It was quite learning also. And am I visible? My screen is visible to everyone? Please respond.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Thank you. So,
yes, it's
very
good.
Good afternoon to all of you. My topic is here. This is aquifer mapping and management issues and challenges in aquifers in hot and arid regions of northwestern India. That is, the topic is name maybe something different there, but the thing is same. So, as we know, the arid area can be of two types. One is hot and hot arid region, and one is also cold arid regions in India. As you see, your hot arid area falls in major part in the northwestern side of the country, where you find that Thar desert also. This is quite known desert world over. And after that, we get sorry. Adjoining this Thar desert, some areas also in the adjoining states. You can say Gujarat, Punjab, Haryana. So Thar desert is located in Rajasthan state in the northwestern part of our country, India. Adjoining states also, they possess to some extent arid to semi-arid areas, and in the southern part of the state, there are southern part of the country, there are few states like your Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Maharashtra. They also possess small chunks of your arid areas. So this is actually we will focus in a mostly on the northwestern parts of our country, comprising parts of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Gujarat. I would like to say here that this area actually 3 to 4 years back we took it as the area for study of the paleochannels, because in this area particularly in India, this is a very significant area, significant part of the country where water scarcity is there in a major way. Your water scarcity occurs in this entire patch. because rainfall is also quite low. I will discuss regarding that in the subsequent slides. So arid lands can be defined as the regions where evaporation always exceeds your precipitation. In this part of the country, comprising the parts of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Gujarat, you see this is the line which demarcates the area of study. This was the area. This is arid, and just eastern parts, they are semi-arid kind of areas. So we focused at that time on the arid parts only, comprising parts of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Gujarat. So the western parts of the entire this area. So here what happens, your evaporation always exceeds precipitation. Whatever precipitation comes through rainfall, so evaporation exceeds to that. It is essentially a climatic phenomenon that indicates shortage of moisture. So this is actually in the mean annual rainfall in that area. If you see, that varies from 100 to 500 mm only. So 95% of which comes during monsoon period. Rainfall decreases towards west. If you see the contours at the eastern part of the area, your rainfall is a little bit higher in the higher side, around 500 mm. And when you are moving towards west across the Thar desert, so when you are moving towards west, and this is here, this is one smaller town, Jaisalmer district, with the, you can say, district capitals located at Jaisalmer town. So around that, your rainfall decreases to up to minimum of 100 mm only per year. So number of rainy days are also too less. Temperature varies from the minimum of 1 degree Celsius to up to 50 degrees Celsius. So it is too cold as well as too hot. So humidity is less than 30%. During summer, it goes up to 70% also. So if you see the long trend of rainfall in that area, it is almost stable unless there is some annual variation. You can see it varies from year to year, but almost the trend is same. Potential evapotranspiration is almost up to 1400 mm, 1400 to more than 2000 mm. You can just imagine where your rainfall is only 100 to 200 mm, but your evapotranspiration is 1400 to 2000 mm. So it is too high in comparison to the entire rainfall that comes. So this is the rainfall in that entire area. Some are the actually, these are the smaller administrative segments. You can say some blocks falling in that area. So in Jaisalmer, you see the least rainfall, and this is the Sirohi block, which is located at the eastern part of the area, where your maximum rainfall is recorded, which goes up to 800 also. So 40 years average rainfall in the arid area in Thar desert, particularly of Rajasthan state, indicates gradual decrease in rainfall towards west and southwest side. So if we see in the desert area, in that arid area, what are the traditional water harvesting structures that people adopt in those areas? When we visited that area, so we observed so many traditional structures which people have in their own fields, in our agri fields, in their ads adjoining to their houses. So those are known as locally khadins, tanka, nadi, beri, and water bodies adjoining to beri, and some micro catchments. If I explain these one by one, so khadins actually, I can say these are associated with some kind of your check dams, and similarly, if you see some, it is not like that. Some drainages definitely exist in that area, but they seldom flow any water because rainfall is quite less. At some limited number of days, you can say, yeah, in some years for some time there remains water. So definitely that those drainages have some kind of your catchment areas from where it gets its feeding water. So in order to improve that drainage, state government has stabilized the banks. Because it is arid in nature and lots of sediment comes through the surface runoff, because surface runoff brings lots of sediments, and finally those nadis, yeah, you can say some minor drainages, they are buried. To just protect those drainages, government at its own level has stabilized the banks and protect some constructed some protection walls, yeah, I can say, to just resist the flow of sediment from the catchment area and to protect the river from getting buried. So here is a tanka. It's kind of a dog well only, but it doesn't get any your inflow from aquifer. It only gets storage. Actually, this is subsurface storage tank, you can say. Whenever there is a rainfall in our locality, in your own area, so people what make, they make you can say just chiseling the surface and making the drainage confluencing towards that tanka in their own yard. So that water from all the sides the converge and come flow into that tanka, and that water is stored in the tanka for the year round, and it is used in case of you can say in your agri field, that people use in a limited way for irrigation. Also, when it is located adjoining to their homes, people use that water for bathing and cleansing. So this is a very kind of structure. If I tell you this, this is very actually scientific, and I don't know in different parts of the country, in different states of India, this is the one usual practice that our you can say past generations, they used to depend on this kind of structures. When there is a small drainage, there is a small water body, people what they do, they construct some dog wells adjoining that water body or adjoining to that drainage. So what is the benefit of constructing that dog well adjoining to those water bodies? Yeah, drainages. When the drainage will remain dry, yeah, when that water body will remain dry. So just listen. It is very interesting. When the water body will go dry, yeah, when that drainage will go dry, but there will be water in that dog well. So that is very much beneficial, okay, because people rely on that dog well. It is also, you can say, a double kind of benefit. First, the water from the surface water body, your surface drainage gets purified while it travels through the geological formation and reaches the dog well. You get clean water. And all the, you can say, you know that better, the soil is also known as a better that purifier. It purifies the polluted water also. So we get clean water from in those dog wells. And when this water body adjoining the berry gets dried up in summer, but still people get for few days or few months in the water in that dog well. So this is definitely beneficial, and this is a small micro catchment. So micro catchment, these are actually now we were trying, government is trying to rejuvenate all these kind of structures, because these are very popular structures in the arid areas. So this is a micro catchment. I mean to say a small area where people generally go for some cultivation. You can say you can say oil seeds or any kind of your cultivation, when people opt for that. So people make the entire catchment, entire area of water to they modify the slope so that water gets in, not goes out. So all the water falling, rainfall falling on the entire area will converge toward the central part, so that there is a small depression and water gets accumulated there, and people try to irrigate their own land from that storage of water. So what are the problems and issues associated with the arid areas? If you see, not only in India, you can say in the northwestern part, but in different parts of your African and Asian countries, we get such kind of patches where aridity occurs. So those areas, suffer from various kinds of issues, like your very limited surface water resources, heavy dependence on aquifers that has limited recharge possibility because of scanty rainfall. We will extract water from the aquifer, but that aquifer doesn't get any water for recharging. That doesn't get any source water for recharge because of less rainfall, and because of high evaporation and less rainfall, water in the aquifers in that arid area in major cases remains saline in character, saline to brackish in character. So, and fluoride, nitrate, these are also the usual contamination problems in the arid areas because of that you can say the same kind of aridity, evapotranspiration. So gradually some minerals gets the unwanted minerals, unrequired minerals which are not healthy for human being. Those new minerals also gets accumulated in the water, and their concentration gradually increases due to more evaporation, evapotranspiration, and less rainfall. So depletion in groundwater resources as our demand is also increasing day by day. Soil erosion, desertification, loss of vegetation cover, land degradation, these are the leading to decrease in groundwater recharge and low productivity. These are the usual problems in arid areas. Waterlogging and soil salinity in canal. This is another unique problem associated with our northwestern India arid area, where because in past time we created one canal from the some river in the upper area, because in order to create some kind of your agricultural facilities, we imported water through canals from other areas into that arid area, and that canal is flowing and covering some part of the arid area. So in the entire part, because of the flows in the canal, water level has gone up and some waterlogging conditions are arising. Population, you can see the population is it's not low in that area, because if you think that no, this is arid area and there is very adverse condition is there and there will be less population, then you are wrong. So there are villages, there are towns, the people live in that area, so they are used to those problems. And but thing is that we definitely need water per day to drink and for our all kinds of domestic requirements. So definitely we calculated some your total water demand. What is the water demand and what is the water supply in that area? So geology, as far as geology is concerned, in that area, Archean to recent sediments are observed in that area, and which are covered by alluvium and wind-blown sediments. Wind-blown, definitely this is a desert area, and a large and huge wind-blown, you can say, your dunes are observed. Sedimentary beds, sedimentary rocks in Bikaner, Jaisalmer, Barmer part of Permian to Tertiary kinds of sedimentary sandstones are observed. Sedimentary tertiary sedimentation in Bikaner, Nagaur Basin, Parana. So these are the some typical geological formations. Some are of Tertiary age and some are of Jurassic age. So these are the you can say sandstones. They are observed in that area, which underlie the overlying alluvium and wind-blown sediment. So alluvium and wind-blown sediment, they are underlain by tertiary sandstones, Jurassic sandstones, which is finally you can say followed by Precambrian basement rock. And in a smaller part, in the southern part, there are basaltic flows are also located. This is the geological map. If you see, and the entire area, this is actually alluvium. Alluvium, I mean to say some fluvial alluvium is there. Fluvial, I mean to the alluvium which has been deposited by the river activity, and major parts they are covered with wind-blown alluvium. And others are this, in the central part here. You get some exposures of your Precambrian rocks and other your Jurassic sandstones. And here in the Kutch Basin, you get lots of different your Jurassic formations like sandstones, limestones, all that. And then you see this is basaltic terrain. This is in the southern tip here. Some parts are covered with basaltic flows. This is actually the satellite image of that arid area, and here are some hills and valleys that are located in the central part. This is the desert area. This is the desert area. If you see, go to the elevation zone, the desert area is mostly covered within 0 to 200 meters above mean sea level, and this area is relatively shallow. Kutch area is relatively shallow, that is within, you can say, 100 meters above sea level. And these are the river basins. One significant river which flows across the area is Luni. Luni is the name of that river, Luni. So that river is actually, you can say, flows across that desertic part. I mean to say the adjoining the desert. This is also a desert, though the rainfall is around 300 to 500 mm, but this is still a desert. And the Luni River very often carries flash floods due to heavy rainfall. Sometimes there is a heavy downpour and all the water rushes through that Luni River because it gives the avenue for transporting that excess volume of water in that area. And finally, that river is drained on that Kutch of Cambay area. So here you see in the northern part, there are some drainages, but the entire central area, this is entirely, you can say, blank. There is no drainage. And the western part here, in this stretch, around Jaisalmer and the overlying areas, and those parts, there are some drainages. So actually, this is creating some kind of suspicion that some earlier kind of your channels they exist, because that areas have been intensively studied for some kind of your value channel. Surface water bodies, if you go for finding some surface water bodies in desert areas, people from traditional India, they used to create some water bodies, large water bodies in some can say some adjoining cities and villages. People try to create large water bodies because water is very much required in that area and rainfall is too less. So people try to create large water bodies. That's why in some of the cities, just adjoining the forts, some old forts are there. So you can find some large water bodies, lakes, and but in the remaining parts, very scanty water bodies are there. But still you can find some. But in the western and central parts, if you see, water bodies are also too less here. And soil types is generally coarse in texture. And these are the different hydrogeological formations: alluvial aquifers, younger alluvial, older alluvial aquifers. The entire the rest entire things, they are semi-indurated to indurated kind of rocks, consolidated to semi-consolidated kind of rocks. Your tertiary, Jurassic, they form, you can say, semi-consolidated kind of sediments, which form also very good aquifers, which occur at relatively deeper region. And other rock, your Precambrian rocks, they also form some kinds of aquifers. So in that area, these are the kind of sandstones that are very popularly known. This is Jodhpur sandstone, Nagaur sandstone, Bhandar sandstone, and Bilara sandstone. These sandstones, they are very much famous in that area. Lathi sandstone, Lathi, Baisakhi, Parihar, Jodhpur, Nagaur, Bhandar. These are the sandstones which are well known in that area. And in geology also, in Indian students know very well these names. And these sandstones, they are very much typical in color. Some look pink, some look yellow, some look deep red, and you can say some also light whitish in color. So different shades you can, when you visit to Jaisalmer, when you visit to Rajasthan states, you can find some beautiful rock types. The highest thickness of unconsolidated formation which overlies the semi consolidated formation at a deeper region, that the highest thickness of unconsolidated formation, including aeolian and fluvial horizon, is encountered in the western parts of the Rajasthan, because your basement dips towards western parts, towards Jaisalmer. Though the exploration alluvium has gone up to 300-meter visual, the other rivers of Peninsular valley fields are less than 200-meter thick. The depth of the tubes remain less than. So in that area, exploration has gone up to 300-meter visual in government level. CGWB has also constructed some tubes in those alluvial areas which are up to 300-meter below ground level. In some valley fields, you can say just in the southern parts and the Kutch area, there are some valley fields where your tubes go up to maximum 200-meter below. Some tubes have been also constructed by Oil and Natural Gas Corporation for in the search of oil and gas in that Jurassic formations. So they have drilled up to, you can say, 800-meter depth here, more than that also. So alluvial formations of Quaternary to recent period form potential aquifers in some parts of western parts of Rajasthan. In the western parts of Rajasthan, just adjoining Jaisalmer and the overlying areas, there in Punjab and also in Gujarat in the southern part. So those alluvial formations of Quaternary age, they form good aquifers. The younger alluvium comprises aeolian and fluvial deposits, as I have already told. So they comprise basically sand, gravels and pebbles. Clay is also observed. So alluvial aquifer units are the most productive among various aquifers in Rajasthan. There are aquifers, actually the aquifers in the Jurassic sandstone, like your Lathi, you can say, Bilaba sandstone, Nagaur sandstone, they also form very good aquifers. But in comparison to that, the alluvial aquifers which are located at shallow depth, you can say maximum 50-60 meter below ground, they form very good aquifers, and they also get to some extent discharge from rainfall. The specific of the yield of the alluvial aquifer sometimes goes up to 10 to 15%. It is good, it is better. 10 to 15% specific yield is not good, not bad. So groundwater quality generally deteriorates with increasing depth. In that arid area, if you go deeper and deeper, so groundwater quality will gradually decrease. That will become more saline when you go to deeper regions. Generally, the shallow aquifers, those shallow aquifers like your post aquifers, some shallow alluvial, your phreatic aquifers, they are very fresh in nature. But when you are going deeper and deeper, your EC content in the water increases, thus saline increases. So high potential alluvial aquifers occur in some in the western parts of the area. The high potential alluvial aquifers also occur. The yield of wells varies from 40 LPS up to 100 LPS. It indicates that those aquifers are much more productive. Transmissivity has been observed up to 2000 meters square per day. So it is unexpected in that semi-arid area, because when we think about that area, we think that there should be dryness and there will not be any aquifer, there will not be no water. So, but in contrary to that, you get sufficient quantity of water in the western fringe, of that study area. So, which fall in particularly in those blocks. So they give you much productive aquifers, which goes up to 100 LPS of discharge. So in Jaisalmer district only, autoflow wells also exist. In Jaisalmer district, some wells are autoflow in nature. You mean to say the piezometric head of that aquifer lies above the surface, so that water comes up automatically. High potential aquifers exist in the valley field deposits underlain by hard rocks in Jhunjhunu district. So transmissivity of the valley field deposits is also much more than your alluvial aquifers, but he goes up to 7,000 meters square per day also. So you see, we have plotted the depth water level map for pre and post monsoon periods. If you see, the water level is shallower in this northern part and in the western part. And here in you can say the Luni River basin, some parts are displaying some shallow water level, and in Kutch area generally some shallow water level is observed. But in the central parts, you get water levels beyond even 40 meter below ground level. When you were going to post monsoon period, so these areas again displaying shallow water level within, you can say, within maximum 20 meter below ground level. So these are the areas where we generally get shallow water level. Your water level fluctuation also remains within 2 to 4 meter only. These are the satellite map of that area, and through different remote sensing techniques and ground exploration of CGWB, the National Remote Sensing Agency of Government of India and some other research agencies, some, you can say, some individuals also from some your universities, researchers in universities, some researchers in CGWB. So lots of people, they have worked on this area. So through remote sensing agencies and remote sensing studies, and through the convergence of different studies, different findings, so these are the paths of some your paleo channels has been demarcated. This was in Indian mythology. There was one huge river, you can say, at par with Ganga and Yamuna kind of huge river. A river was flowing along this path, and this river was also originating from same Himalaya, from where your Yamuna and Ganga, they are originating. So this river at some point of time, it shifted elsewhere towards Indus, and entire downward stream that got dried up in geological past. So the entire motto of research of different agencies, different individuals was to find out, to trace that path. So these are the different, you can say, research outputs of different individuals. There are lots of your paleo channels has been demarcated in the northern part of the study area. This is in a better way, it is reflected. So these are the paleo channels, and here it is actually the boundary between, you can say there is a boundary between our two neighbor Pakistan, India-Pakistan boundary. So this paleo channel, it goes somewhere, it comes in India and goes out of India into Pakistan, then again enters India. So if you see, some part of the paleo channel lies in India and some part of the paleo channel lies in Pakistan. So these are the remote sensing images in which you can see some within the sand dunes, within the sandy aeolian blown your sandy formation, some traces are observed to reflect moisture content, maybe owing to the existence of that paleo channel. So groundwater exploration through drilling and geophysical surveys have confirmed the presence of coarse-grained unconsolidated sediments with high groundwater potential in that paleo channel area. So there are alternate layers of fine to medium sand and coarse-grained sand with interleaves of gravel beds also at places. So they are of fluvial origin only. So those coarser sediments are noticed the maximum depth of 125 meter below ground only. So they are frequently observed within the depth range of 55 up to 85 meter below ground, and the channels are 35 to 80 meter thick. So those paleo channels, they host coarse-grained your paleo channel beds, where we get 35 to 80 meter thick sediment column. You can say the fine to coarse-grained sand with interleaves of gravel beds. They go up to maximum 80 meter thick within the depth of 125 meter below ground. So these are some of the lithologs of some bore wells constructed in that area. If you see, Here you see within this is in the northern part of the study area. Here the sand is very much similar to the sand derived from Himalaya. And some of the to confirm it, CGW many times has tried to confirm the existence of that paleochannel through construction of large number of tube wells. And surprisingly, if you believe, lots of tube wells have been constructed successfully in that area, in and around Jaisalmer. And definitely they prove that there is your paleochannel exists. And these are the, you see the lithologs and the fence diagrams, and these are the overlying, this is Aeolian, wind-blown desertic sand, and these are the fluvial sand. Again, these are the from those tube wells, these are the lithologs. So they confirm the existence of, these are heliborne surveys, what in the initial class I was discussing about Patna pilot aquifer mapping project. And heliborne survey, similar kind of heliborne survey was also conducted in Jaisalmer and the adjoining areas, and they also confirmed some the existence of saturated sand at the shallow depth. Different geophysical surveys also were carried out in that area. So this sand belong to your that paleochannel. So these are again across the paleochannel, and they confirm the existence of huge sand bodies which host very fresh aquifers in that area. So then this was actually in that area some aquifer mapping kind of study was conducted, and they also confirm this bluish sand. These are actually sandy aquifers which confirm about the occurrence of that paleochannel. This is again the same. And these are the, you see the lighter bluish color, these layers, they belong to the paleochannel fluvial sand. So shallow aquifers, actually the paleochannel is buried around 20 to 40 meter at 20 to 40 meter depth, and that goes up to 125 meter below ground. And within that depth, shallow aquifers exist. And at some times there are some, you can say, some kind of porous aquifers also exist, because this is arid in nature. That area is arid in nature, and frequently some porous aquifers are located in arid area. Deeper aquifers, they are located in the sandstones belonging to Tertiary age and Jurassic period. So those sandstones, they also form very good aquifers, and they are semi-consolidated in nature. Sandstones and limestones, they form also very good aquifers in that area, but the water is brackish to saline in nature. And EC, many times, if you see, this is one tube well constructed by ONGC. This is within the depth range of 450 to 530 meter BGM, and its TDS was beyond 3000 milligram per liter, but this is quite admissible in that area, because people drink water with 3000 milligram per liter of EC. That is admissible in that TDS. This is quite admissible because water is quite scarce in that area. So these are the kind of sediments, and in this paleochannel area, we tried to find out what are the characteristics of the paleochannels in 3 different localities along the paleochannel. This is the same paleochannel and its yield character, and what will be the EC potential. So has been studies at different locations. So it is quite convincing that the water in the paleochannels, they are of quite moderate to low EC nature. They give you fresh water without any salinity, without any brackishness. So they give you fresh water. And this is the same thing. The presence of vegetation even during along these paleochannels, what are the symptoms? If you look at some remote sensing maps along those channels, paleochannels, the presence of vegetation even during extreme summer shows that there is moisture. some your moisture is there, and some headwater connection is also there, because the paleochannels, they are coming from north, from Himalayan side. There are large rivers also exist in that area, so they are connected to those large rivers, and that from those rivers some water is also coming along those paleochannels, and through percolation it is coming along those paleochannels, and definitely for that some vegetation is also observed along those paleochannels even during extreme summer. Irrespective of low rainfall, lots of, you can say, extreme weather condition in the northwestern part of the Jaisalmer district. Groundwater is available at a depth of only 50 to 60 meters below, you can say, level, ground level. It itself indicates that your, in spite of your, irrespective of low rainfall, aquifer is there, better aquifer is there. That shows that there is some channel. Or it has been intensively formed for last 35 to 40 years, and still it is not going dry. So that indicates that it is having some headwater connection to some larger source of water. So thickness of this paleochannel aquifer goes up to 40 meters, 15 to 40 meters. These are some videos, you can say, autoflow wells in that area. So these are the construction of some tube wells in that area by CGWB. And if you see the EC along the paleochannel is also too admissible. And these are the nitrate and fluoride concentration maps. Lots of point sources, they host your high fluoride content and nitrate content. This is the overall summary. If you can summarize, freshwater aquifers exist in the paleochannels with low EC. Groundwater quality generally deteriorates when we are going into deeper parts, away from the paleochannel also. When you are going away from the paleochannel, EC of water increases, and when you are going deeper to deeper aquifers, also your EC increases. Freshwater zones over the saline groundwater needs to be preserved, protected, and augmented. So analysis of samples from 14 tube wells from these well constructed areas from expert tube wells indicates that water is generally good along the paleochannels. And here is a correlation between your chloride and EC. This is very much related to chloride and evapotranspiration kind of thing. In Thar Desert, the groundwater trapped by 83% of dog wells has an EC value ranging between from 2000 microsiemens per centimeter to more than 10,000 microsiemens per centimeter. Matlab, more than 83% of your dog wells, they yield you brackish to saline water. The water with EC of 5,000 microsiemens per centimeter is considered drinkable in that area, which we cannot imagine in the normal area. We cannot imagine to drink water with EC of 5,000 microsiemens per centimeter. In northern part, EC values less than 3,000 microsiemens per centimeter are associated with post aquifers tapped by dog wells. So potable groundwater is also found in sandstone and limestone and the deeper part, Lathi Formation in Jaisalmer district. The tube wells on the paleochannels exhibit EC and TDS often less than 2,000 microsiemens per centimeter. I mean to say 1,500 milliequivalent per liter. So ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Corporation of India, and its study reveals that salinity of formation water largely remain less than 5,000 milligram per liter within 500 meter BGL, and it increases up to 10,000 milligram per liter by 1,000 meter below ground level. If you go up to 1,000 meter below ground level, your EC can go up to salinity can go up to 10,000 milligram per liter, and beyond that 1,000 meter depth, EC can reach up to 1,40,000 milligram per liter. So rapidly it increases beyond that depth. So what are the sources of water availability in that area? First, runoff from precipitation. From precipitation, whatever runoff is available, some surface water bodies are there. Some storm outflows are also there. As I told, Luni River is one important river in the eastern part of the area. Many a times, some storm flows they flow downstream along the Luni River. In regular intervals, you can say 3-5 years gap, there are some storms and that bring huge rains. So those rains go as stormwater outflows. And canal water, including that Indira Gandhi Canal Nahar Parijodhana. So these are some river basins in the northern parts, and groundwater resources in the region, as I told, along the paleochannels, along the coast aquifers. So there are some resources also available. So these are the, you can say, the all total kind of resource which are available for you for utilization. We can just manage our resource based on this kind of this is the total availability of the water resources and resources. So this is a total calculation of inflow and outflow component. What is the net annual resource available in that area? Because in the entire study area, your stage of groundwater extraction, that was 136%. Entire area is overexploited in nature. So runoff from precipitation and storm outflows, those water can be harvested and that water can be made use of. So that water is a significant component of the entire resource available in arid area. It can give you ample resource during your storm outflows. That water, if we plan accordingly, we take sufficient measures to harvest that storm outflows, whatever that happens in regular intervals. If we plan to harvest that resource, it can serve you for a longer period. So canals, irrigations in that area, that water also can be utilized, and that much of water also, total 1316 MCM of water from canals is also available in that area. And these are the actually in storage resource and the different deeper aquifers. What I told in Lathi sandstones, Nagaur sandstones, the different tertiary sandstones, whatever the aquifers are there, Jurassic sandstones, whatever the aquifers are there, and what your volume of water they are having, there is a you can say some summation of different sources of waters available in that area. So what are the recharge possibility in the paleochannels? These are the bluish channels, they lie in India. In the other parts they lie in our neighbor country. So these the bluish parts of the paleochannel, they are located in our country, and those channels can be utilized from groundwater recharge. And we all know that paleochannels, they serve as good storage reservoirs also, because they can be utilized for managed aquifer recharge kind of mechanisms. You just put some water and at your need, you just extract some water. So those can be utilized as just storage houses, because they have a better permeability, they have a better transmissibility. So those aquifers, then those can be utilized wherever, not in only northwestern India, anywhere in the world. Those channels, paleochannels, if they are explored and detected in scientifically, this can be exploited to that extent. Just recharge it and extract it. So it can be utilized as some storehouse for water. So in the available channel length in India, it has been calculated that some volume of water can be harvested. So now source water for recharge, you can say we are talking about an arid area, and at the same time we are talking about recharging the aquifer. How it is possible? Because in that area rainfall is not there. So from where we'll get that water to recharge the aquifers, to recharge those paleochannels? It is simple that we will not get any rainfall source, because rainfall is too less, and that whatever rainfall comes, it hardly makes any surface runoff. It will not make any surface runoff, because it is quite scanty, and immediately it will either go evaporated, or it will just wet your upper soil horizon. So it will not, it is not going to recharge the aquifer. So the source is that you can get from your canals, nearby canals, because some canal network has already been made in that area. So water from canals can be taken from to recharge. Some component of the canal water can be taken for recharge. Runoffs can be checked at various levels in your river basins. You just imagine along the Luni River, yeah, any other local drainage. What I earlier side, I was showing one improved nadi. What I was talking about that. So those kind of streams, local streams, can be checked with various check dams, and we can carry out some water harvesting, and those water can be put into the aquifers. Some flooding infiltration channels through canals like Sujalam. One canal is also located at your Kutch area. So in Kutch area, this Sujalam Sufalam canal comes from Gujarat. So from that canal also you can have water. So that can be integrated with watershed management for resource augmentation. So if we consider the entire thing integrated in an integrated way, so we can plan for mitigation of some water scarcity or water issues in some arid areas. Stormwater from these rivers like your Luni, Ghaggar, and other river, if any, those stormwater can also be utilized for recharging. So increasing the supply usable water by water conservation artificial recharge. This is we can just increase the available water which is available to us. We can increase its quantum. We can also adopt demand side management, focusing on smart irrigation in your desert areas. Now people have started adopting this kind of your techniques like your drip irrigation, crop diversification, salt tolerant crops. People have already started utilizing these things. Use of technologies to utilize saline groundwater also for domestic use. Some techniques can be adopted which will allow you to use saline water, whatever water is available in your tubewell. Water use efficiency is another thing which is much more important in your arid areas. So these are the some kind of things which we can take care of in arid area. An integrated approach and coordinated efforts coupled with capacity building. Capacity building is the first and foremost thing required for water resources management in that area. Emphasis on rainwater harvesting in the artificial recharge. This is also very much important. And as I was telling in the initially, the traditional systems like Khadins, Tanka, berries, Nadi, microcatchment treatment, this need to be more promoted and popularized. So, and the volume of water that can be recharged in the paleo-channel has been worked out to be I told you that the paleo-channels can be utilized as the storage of water, and storage and transmission of water can be solved through those paleo-channels, and we can get some water for recharge from canal and from storm runoffs. Suitable technologies should be adopted for desalination of water for in-situ treatment and use. If we can develop some kind of technique to desalinize the water which we are getting from the deeper aquifers, then it will be a boon definitely. So I think this is all about. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Hello. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Dr. Sudarshan, there is a question for you in the chat box. That based on the guidelines for drinking water quality, having EC value from 3000 to 5000 microsiemens indicate the water in this terrain are very hard. So don't you think it will cause any health issue? So that is what exactly.
No, actually, we all of us know that our human biology is made in such a way that in different climatic setups, your physiology works in such a way that it adopts so many things. If you are drinking regularly water of 3000 EC, 5000 EC, then your body and your entire biology becomes in such in like that only, and it gradually adopts to that. In that arid area, people are used to taking that water with EC 3000 to 5000, and it is admissible in that area also because there is no other way, and they're leading healthy and healthy lives. There is no such problem. But yes, it is very much problematic with that drinking fluoride infested water, nitrate infested water. This is very much dangerous. But water up to 5000 EC, it is not a problem for them. It may be a problem for us. We cannot drink water with 5000 EC, but they can easily drink it. Thank you. Any other question?
Thank you so much. It's clear with me now.
Hello?
Yeah, please.
Hello? Good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Sadristan. Thank you very much. I talk about the participatory approach regarding to the community participation in the national water management plan. To change a traditional water harvesting method to modern method. So my question is there any water user societies in India? Water user societies in India?
Water use society, time to time, people are coming up and they're making societies. Like you can say, there is one state like Odisha in India. There was a Pani Panchayat kind of society that was you can say that was recognized by government of Odisha. So that was a huge society which was creating the resources and utilizing the resources on its own. So there was a fund management. They were contributing and they were utilizing the resource. They were getting loans there, and so everything was done by themselves only. And similar societies are coming up gradually in India, particularly in this, you can say, in arid area and semi-arid areas of the country. People are coming up and they are making societies, and also some NGOs are there in the country. They are also doing good job. So they are encouraging people to manage the water, whatever water they are having in that area. If you go to the southern parts of the country and the western parts of the country, this is coming up rapidly, and the people are coming up to form societies and to manage the resources. They are just monitoring the resource day by day. Every day they are measuring water levels, what the resource they are getting, and how much resource they have already utilized, and how much tube-wells, bore wells they are constructing, and what much of water they are extracting, and what much of resource they are left with. So they are definitely they are doing it, and there are lots of such societies, and more such societies are also coming up gradually. And I think in the coming 1 to 2 decades, it will be a revolution.
Thank you very much.
Any other question?
Yeah, I think there is no more question. Thank you, Dr. Sudarshan Sahu, for your nice presentation. May I request all the trainee participants to kindly be online. We will start the validity session sharp at 4 o'clock. So let all our dignitaries join so that we can start the validity session. Once again, I request, please be there sharp at 4 so that we can start the validity session. Okay. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, on behalf of Rajiv Gandhi National Groundwater Training and Research Institute, I welcome you all to the valedictory session of the 4 days pilot training program for the African Asian Rural Development Organization member countries in collaboration with RGI. We are about to start the valedictory session. Our chairman, sir, Sri Sunil Kumar, sir, is yet to join. No, he hasn't joined yet. But let me introduce the dignitaries. We have with us Dr. Manoj Nardio Singh, His Excellency Secretary General, ARDO. I welcome you, sir, to the valedictory session. We have with us Sri Saurabh Gupta, Regional Director, Rajiv Gandhi National Groundwater Training and Research Institute. The other dignitaries will be joining soon. So may I now request Saurabh Gupta, sir, to give a quick recap of the training program. Sir, please. Hello, Gupta, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Should I start?
Yes, sir, you can start, sir.
Good afternoon to all trainees. Today is the training program which we are going to held. This is a valedictory function. We welcome all the dignitaries. I welcome Shri Sunil Kumar Saab, Chairman, Central Groundwater Board. And I welcome Dr. Manoj Narsingh Dev, Secretary General, RDO, who has been a very esteemed guest to this program today. My hearty welcome to Dr. A.K. Agarwal, Member Secretary, Central Groundwater Authority. I also welcome Shri Satish Kumar Saab, Member, Central Groundwater Board, and Shri Kamal Dhameja, Technical Officer, RDO. Sir, this was a 4 days training program on integrated water resource management, Indian experiences, which is on concluding part today. And we are concluding as a valedictory function now. In this valedictory function, in the training program, we had 4 days program and 8 topics were covered. These topics were in tune and tending towards the water resource management, integrated water resource management. The topics on the day 1 were national aquifer mapping in soft rock and hard rock, In these topics, we had discussed about the aquifer geometry and the management plan, which is the output of this NACUM. I think this program was greatly empowered to the trainees because similar programs they can conduct in their countries, and I feel it will be a great benefit to the trainees. On day 2, we had a program, we had topic on overviews of groundwater resource estimation and our groundwater resource estimation module, that is INGRESS. These were highly appreciated and liked by all the trainees because they feel that it will be great beneficial for them if they have this type of training module, this type of software module in their country for assessment. Day 3, we had water conservation technique in stress area, and there was case study of Tamaswada in Maharashtra, wherein we have given some innovative techniques for conservation of surface water and groundwater recharge as a part of integrated water resource management. And day 4, we had a participatory groundwater management, which is for effective management of groundwater and regulating the demand in villages proved to be highly successful. Last was delineation of Pelly channel aquifers with case study in desert terrain of northwest part of India. I think this training course will help in capacity in building and empowering all the trainees. They can be benefited or their knowledge can be enriched by this course. The topics were meaningful and very thought-provoking. I think these topics can be, the experience they have gained from here can be put into practice in their countries. With this, I give over to moderator to carry on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for giving the brief overview of the training program. Chairman Central Groundwater Board Sri Sunil Kumar sir, then member Central Groundwater Board Satish Kumar sir. They have all joined this valedictory session. I welcome you, sir, to this valedictory session. Moving forward for the feedback, may I request the trainees to give their feedback, their experience during this last 4 days, and any suggestion that we can implement to do better. Your feedback are really valuable to us. So in this regard, I will first request Agyunlo Ozadi from Nigeria. Agunlo Ozaldi from Nigeria to give the feedback. See, Ogyunlo Ozaldi or Matt Kelvin from Nigeria, you're requested to give the feedback. Sir, you are not audible, sir.
Madam, I think you can go to next.
Okay, sir. He's okay, sir. Okay.
Maybe some connectivity problem. You may ask next participant.
Okay, okay. May I request Hamid El-Belal, Ahmad El-Fadel to give the feedback. Hamid El-Belal.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, good. Hello, good
Yes, sir.
afternoon.
You're audible, sir. You can continue.
Thank you, madam. Nadia. Okay. Excuse me. Some problem with my camera. We all know the world is witnessing a lot of success and dangerous climate change, such as floods and torrential rains that sweep many countries of the world, such as Nigeria, which negatively affect the economy of those countries, which necessitates managing water resource, adopting innovative solution and initiating a solution to these changes. As the water resource are very important to initiate to sustainability of agriculture. Therefore, it is necessary to flow innovation and innovative technological methods for integrated water management in order to ensure the stability of life nature. I also hope that the organization will provide more programs on the environment and climate. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ardo team and Rajiv Gandhi National Groundwater Training and Research Institute. Thank you all participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your positive feedback. May I now request the second participant, that is Saleh Hamoud Subha Al Zuldani from Oman. Saleh Hamoud from Oman.
Yes, please. Good time for everyone, and thank you for all the presenter for this presentation and for the course for 4 days. It's too much such helpful for our work and for our experience. We get information and good helpful information for the water aquifer and for the water resources management, and the different way and the different type of management for the water resource, and groundwater estimation and the type and the way for the estimation, and the good example for the Marasta village for the water techniques. And this is the techniques. The techniques we can use it, and we can make the techniques in our area or our country. It will be helpful for this all topics, and for the water aquifer and water ground water estimation, and for the water techniques. My suggestion, it will be for the course, we can make the course for the present better than the online. It will be much helpful and much helpful for us to get more information and more helpful to meet all the presenter to take the experience from everyone. Thank you for everyone, and thank you so much from our country, from Oman, and from my side as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Angoli Wazale. Sir, are you there? Angoli Wazale from Nigeria. Are you ready, sir, to give the feedback?
Okay. Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I must start by appreciating Ado, the Director General, and
Your camera is
every other.
probably misconfigured. Please adjust your camera. We are not able to see your face.
Hello, can you hear me?
Now it's beautiful faces here. Yeah, please.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, it is nice. Again, it is rearranged. You are not in focus.
Mr. Angale, again, the issue is with your mic.
Some network issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I think we can move forward till the time he comes. May I now request Mr. Satish Kumar, a member Central Groundwater Board, to address the gathering. Sri Satish Kumar, sir, please.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Namaskar, Abhinandan. His Excellency Dr. Manoj Nardev Singh Ji, General Secretary, ADO. Shri Sunil Kumar Ji, Chairman, Central Groundwater Board. Shri A.K. Agarwal, Member, Central Groundwater Board. Shri Saurabh Gupta, Regional Director and Co-Director of this program, and trainees from ADO countries. Good afternoon to everyone. I am really happy that this training has successfully been conducted. I congratulate to all the trainees from the member countries of ADO who participated in this 4-day online training course on integrated water resource management. India experiences. 4 days training with only 2 online classes daily is really not enough to discuss various facets of groundwater, its development and measurement. However, this training was just a stepping stone, and we will request ADO to organize physical training soon in the premises of Rajiv Gandhi Institute at Raipur, Chhattisgarh. As we all know, the distribution of water resources vary in different parts of the world. It is still worsening due to population growth, urbanization, industrialization, and consequent rise in demand for water. Climate change is also playing its role in still creating inequalities water distribution. It is alarming to know from WHO record that 1 in 3 people globally do not have access to safe drinking water, which is basic need for a sustainable and healthy life. In the current scenario, every country is fighting somewhere in its territory against the issue of fresh water availability. Besides of increasing water pollution load from various sources, groundwater, arsenic fluoride, and salinity pollutions in large parts in different parts of the world are making the water unfit for human consumption. For all these reasons, it is the need of the hour that global community come together to fight the challenges together by sharing the technical know-how, information, and knowledge. There always exists some best practices elsewhere in the world to tackle the water issues, and those can be shared to others for beneficial reasons. This training tried to disseminate some of the techniques and practices in India in the area of water development and management. I think it was beneficial for the trainees and will help them functioning in a better capacity in their professional work front. I wish all the trainees the best. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you, madam. Please switch out.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening the trainees about the various issues and challenges and the various management options that we can carry on to mitigate the issue. Moving forward, we have with us Sri Sunil Kumar, sir, Chairman, Central Groundwater Board. May I request you, sir, to give the valedictory remark? Sri Sunil Kumar, sir, please.
So, very good afternoon, everybody. Hope it is afternoon in Africa also and other countries. His Highness, Excellency Dr. Manoj Nardev Singh, Secretary General ADO, my colleague from CGWB, faculty from Rajiv Gandhi Training Institute, and the special mention the trainee officers from various countries who participated in the 4 days training program organized by the Rajiv Gandhi Training Institute on the various issues of integrated water resource management, giving examples from India. I congratulate you, all of you, to complete this training successfully, satisfactorily, and what I got the feedback from my colleagues from the Training Institute, that lots of queries were there, lots of interaction were there, lots of sharing of experiences were there. So I understand when there is a dialogue, definitely it is going to have a better outcome. So to me, it's a great opportunity for all of us to work together towards the water management, sharing our experiences, go ahead with the new technologies. At this occasion, I also extend my thanks to AARDO for giving us this opportunity to have new friends for these 80+ countries who participated in this training program. My colleague has told that definitely the training was in a online mode, and we missed the personal touch and the physical being in the country to understand here our heritage, our color, our food that was missing. We expect the next training will be in the institute and we will have better connection together. Of course, we are having telephonic and connections. So coming to the water resource, which is actually the agenda of the today's well-active function. You all know it is a common pool resource, everybody business, and everybody business because it is easy to explore, easy to utilize. There is less gestation period. So everybody is using it as and when required. Or maybe it is irrigation purpose, maybe drinking purpose, and maybe it is a irrigation purpose. And they basically require us, the hydrogeologist or the water engineers, at the time of failures. When there is a failure or there is a problem of the water contamination or there is an issue of water pollution. So at that time they require us, but government always requires us for making the policies, making long-term, short-term program to handle the water crisis which are likely to come or which are already there. You all know that SDG goal 6 is there. We need to meet that by 2030. We have to have a water security and provide clean drinking water and sanitation to all the population of the world. It's a big challenge. And as my colleague Satish Kumar ji has told, that challenge is there, but similarly at the same time we have got the vagaries of climate change, which is basically escalating this problem to a much higher level. And this has posed a much higher target, much higher problem for us. Keeping this in view, UN also taken this agenda this year that let us make the invisible groundwater resources to a visible state so that the public, the policymaker, the professionals all come together and manage this resource in such a way that it is not being wasted. So basically, if we see, we have got 3 options with us. One is we can reduce our requirement, that is demand restrictions. So on this issue, we have taken a large pilot project in India. And in 7 states, we are working in about, say, 81 units, districts. and where we are trying to involve the community. It's a basically community-centric scheme. So we are involving the community in the water management practices. It is your resource, manage yourself. We will build your capacity to handle it. This is one aspect. And second aspect is how to recharge the source, how to augment the source. On this aspect, we worked in different hydrogeological terrain because every terrain functions differently and respond differently to the hydrology stress, like the recharging. So we have developed many techniques which suits to different terrain. Those can be very well suited to your country, depending upon the similarity of the terrain in India. So we can take them forward and use those technology in your countries. One of our flagship program, which my colleague has told in the beginning, that NACU, basically National Aquifer Mapping Program. It's really a very ambitious program, and at a coarser scale, like 1:50,000, we have completed almost entire India. Only very small part is left, which will be completing by end of March. And now we are moving ahead to a much finer scale, where we will be doing it at a, say, 1:10,000 or 500 scale in those cluster area where the withdrawal is very high, or where the recharge is very less, where the contamination is there. So we need to focus, and we are focusing on that. We have prepared, the plan is already prepared. So starting from the April 1st, we will be working on that. We have identified about 8-9 lakh square kilometer in the country under various administrative units, where we will be working together with the states, academia, the NGOs, the VOs, the civil society organizations, and with them, we will be developing aquifer-related management plan, and those plans will be implementable. And see, at various level, in various scheme, different schemes are being implemented by various agencies. So this will pave a path where all agencies will pool their money to work on the single plan, so that a comprehensive approach for water management is taken at an administrative level with a base of aquifer. We need to take such mission in all other part of the world where we are facing such type of issues. I think by doing such type of interaction trainings, first of all, we are building our capacity as well as your capacity by exchange of views, exchange of the field experiences. So I think the experience you have taken from the institute will definitely go away in a long way. It will go for the water management of your country. And next time, as I told earlier also, I would request the RDO administration, let us focus on the physical mode training. We have got a very good facility in the training institute for your stay, food, and classroom. All sort of modern facility has been developed. Last 3 years back, we developed our institute. It's a world-class institute, and I think best in the South Asia. So we request you and invite you all to come and join us. Let us have the good time together, work on the water saving, water management, and have a good, enjoyable time. I wish you all the best, and let us hope to meet you again in physical mode, and hope that you will come with more water positive in the next meeting. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for enlightening the trainees about the various mission and vision of Central Groundwater Board, the various activities undertaken by Central Groundwater Board to make the invisible resource visible. Thank you very much, sir. May I now request Dr. Manoj Nardio Singh, His Excellency Secretary General ARDO, to say a few words. Sir, please, Dr. Manoj Nardio Singh.
Thank you, Madam Mohapatra, to giving me the floor. I think I'm very clearly audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, Sri Sunil Kumar Ji, Chairman of Central Groundwater Board, Government of India. Sri Satish Kumar, Member East of the Board of Government of India. Sri Saurabh Gupta, Regional Director, Rajiv Gandhi National Groundwater Training and Research Institute. Mr. Sri A.K. Agarwal, Member Secretary. All distinguished scientists, officers, as I said, stalwarts of the Institute. My colleague, Dr. Sanjeev Behra, and Mr. Kamal Dameja. And my dear participants, all my participants who have been here online representing audio member countries and also potential audio member countries. It's a great pleasure for me now to see you at the valedictory session. We were there 4 days before at the opening session where we could not get the message from the chairman. We are very happy to get the message from the chairman, who has exposed all the programs and given us an open invitation to be there physically at the Institute. And after hearing some of our testimonials from the participants, we do get the feeling that many of them would like to come there and meet their lecturers, meet their scientists, discuss things more in a close manner so that we can take better solutions or better technologies. We can study the issues which have been studied and implemented in Government of India. And let me inform you, as it is now, I'm presently at IIT Kanpur, where we are running a program physically. So this is the first program we have started running physically. After the COVID, we had shifted all our programs. We usually run more than 70 programs. And in the COVID time, we have been running even more than that with an outreach of more than 2,000 participants in different fields and different domains. And the 4 days you have covered, a very, very vital domain. Water, as we know, is very essential. Without water, there is no life. In French, we usually I said that at the inauguration, l'eau c'est la vie. So without water, nothing doing. And as the chairman and all our distinguished lecturers, even the summary made by the director also has given us very clear indication that water is also very much connected to sustainable development. And there is now an important factor called climate change, which is making the issues becoming more and more serious. So we have to tackle these problems. We have to make sure that there is enough water for everybody who is living in this world today. Now we've reached 8 billion people in this world. So we have to make that provision. We have to ensure all this. And I'm very happy that all my scientists and many policymakers, many technicians and practitioners have been interacting with the stalwarts and the lecturers at the Institute so that you can at least bring part of the solution. Obviously, all the solutions will not be lying with us. We have to look from different perspectives. We have to look from the perspective of technology, the perspective of policies also. And maybe wherever there are water between boundaries, also sharing of water also is another issue which is important in Africa and Asia. So all these issues, I'm very happy to take note that you have gone through a series of them. I just only want to remind each and everyone that even the Director General of the UN is highlighting, is pulling up the alarm saying that many of the SDGs are in a very critical state. Even he classified them as they are calling for SOS. I will say that many of them are in the ICU. So one of them is the water. Let's take care of it. Let's provide whatever can be provided together. And I think as an institution, we are very much keen to leverage on such a prestigious institution. And of course, with the collaboration of the chairman giving us an open invitation, let us reciprocate the invitation. Anytime you are in Delhi, please come and meet us. We can discuss further how to take this agenda to our different member countries. I would just only have to remind all my colleagues, all my participants, and the esteemed faculty members also that ADO is nowadays putting the focus very, very high on technology transfer. So whatever technology is available in your respective countries, please feel free. Now you are, as I say, an ambassador of ADO and an ambassador of life because you are working in the field in the domain of water. Please take up the message to all your other colleagues also and policymakers so that we can ensure there is enough water, there is the appropriate technology. And when we talk about appropriate technology for Africa and Asia, it has also to be affordable. This is where Indian technology and Indian experience is very, very much interesting and can easily be emulated or if not adjusted in different scenarios in Africa and Asia. And I'm very grateful to all those people who are following us online. And you will certainly disseminate the information and the techniques and strategies you've learned to all your colleagues also, so that we've got a larger number of persons supporting us whenever we discuss policy matters and programs at national level, but even at some regional level. Let me again invite you to visit the website of ADO. There are lots of resources, not only from the water resources, but we've got lots of training resources. We've got lots of technologies which have already been parked there. So please do visit the website, be an ADO ambassador and remain connected with us. And hopefully we'll be running some physical program also. And I hope to see you in our programs very soon. Maybe not, if not this year, maybe by next year, we'll be having a series of programs. So hopefully we'll be meeting all the participants and all the dignitaries and honorable chairman in physical mode as compared to the online mode we are meeting here. Online mode is okay, but physical mode will be very much more interesting, where we can have a greater friendship, and we will be working in the domain which is going to have lots of ramifications for people, lots of ramifications, especially for livelihoods and lives in, we are working in the domain of rural development, and our concern is that rural areas also should be guaranteed that there is enough water, in a good quality of water. We've got some programs to do that, but we have to enhance. As I'm used to say, lots of initiatives are around. We see them in Abound, but we need them to be scaled up, to be speed up, and even to adjust to the scope to meet the cry of the day, as one of my colleagues has been saying there. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be associated with you, to be at least physically on our valedictory. Although I'm not from the secretariat, we are far with my colleagues, but I made it a must to see the chairman and to say goodbye to all our participants. I hope to see you very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very well said. Water scarcity and climate change are the burning and the challenging issue. But by sharing knowledge, expertise, and technology, we will definitely mitigate and come out of a solution. And looking forward to meet you in a physical mode. Thank you once again, sir. May I now request Mr. Kamal Dhameja, Technical Officer, ADO, to give the vote of thanks. Mr. Kamal Dhameja.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me the platform. His Excellency Secretary General ADO, Shri Sunil Kumar, Chairman, Center of Groundwater Board, Shri A.K. Agarwal, Member Secretary, Center Groundwater Authority, Shri Satish Kumar, Member East, Center Groundwater Board, Shri Saurabh Gupta, Regional Director of Rajiv Gandhi National Groundwater Training and Research Institute, Dr. Sanjeev K. Behra, Head IEC, and distinguished resource person. It's a really good validatory session. We are having a number of good our dignitaries, and they enlightened really after the finishing of this our program. So we got I think the participant will be also agreed with us. With this validatory addresses, we got some of the eye-opening facts also. So distinguished resource person, dear participants, on behalf of ADO, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to those who have directly and indirectly contributed the successful completion of this training program on technology innovation on integrated water management, the Indian experience organized by Rajiv Gandhi National Groundwater Training and Research Institute in India. On behalf of ADO and on my own behalf, I wish to thank His Excellency Secretary General and Honorable Shri Sunil Kumar, Chairman, Center Groundwater Group Board for their kind support and guidance to organize such an important program. Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I thank resource person who really entitled us on the core theme of the program with their knowledge and presence during the session. The session was so interested because there was a number of discussion after the program, which I really feel like that first time we had a long question answer session after every presentation. Dear participants, also extend thanks to Dr. Sanjeev K. Behra, Head IC Division, and Shri Saurabh Gupta, Regional Director and Rajiv Gandhi National Groundwater Training and Research Institute for their continued guidance and support since from beginning. A special thanks to Saurabh sir. I don't know how many times I call him, and it was the very on the odd time, but it was really great part from his side that he answered even in the midnight, early morning, every time he was available. I also wish to thank Dr. Bijmol Jose, Scientist C, and Madam Sandhya Mahapatra, Scientist G at Rajiv Gandhi Groundwater Training and Research Institute, for moderating the session in such a smooth way. So we were able to follow the presentation in a proper way. And we had a very interactive question and answer session after each presentation. Dear participants, an event like this cannot be happened overnight. The wheels started rolling weeks ago. It required a planning and lots of efforts. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by the team of very proactive and dedicated teams from Rajiv Gandhi National Groundwater Institute and ADO team for their support and coordination during the program. I hope this online program has been successfully in enhancing your understanding and exposing you various models of adopting innovative technology, which may easily address the challenges encountered for adopting integrated water management. I'm sure your sincere efforts through the transfer of knowledge and utilization of learning from this program would certainly serve the purpose and help your respective countries. I also just apprise the dignitaries. One session was going over there for the 2 hours only, and there is second parallel session was going on WhatsApp. So there is a WhatsApp group that I was really happy that the participants are sharing their experience with their respective countries, and Saurabh sir is properly responding their queries with regard to their challenges and the question answer which was not able to address because of the paucity of the time. With this, I just want to thanks once again all the dignitaries and the teams who are directly or indirectly involved during the sessions. With these warm words, we move to the end of the training program. Thank you very much once again for your active participation. Madam, it's over to you now. Thank you very much.
Just let me I thank to Aldo, and I remember the first day where I had a very warm meeting with you and Behra Saab. It was a very homely and encouraging, and obliged to Secretary General Saab. He has given me 20 minutes of time for discussion, and at that time he kindly agreed to our proposal. When I was very tentative whether it will be accepted or not, but it was a great experience for us, and you provided us a platform to rise to the international level. And now we will expand our domain, our areas for further into the Western countries. I hope so. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That's the end of the validity session. And before we leave, on behalf of Rajiv Gandhi National Groundwater and Training Institute, I welcome all the, I congratulate all the trainees for the successful completion of the training program. And I wish them all the very best for their future. So looking forward to continue this collaboration. Thank you, and meeting you all in the physical mode. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
everyone.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Physically.
Bye bye, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Any group photo is there, sir?
Oh, yeah, they can have.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.